out early this morning. We're up on hill. Seen a hind early on. Nothing else really moving. The road's stopped, not even on opposite hill this morning. But it's nicer weather today, a bit warmer. So with a bit of luck, should have a nice good day on the hill. As I say, I'm seeing this hind. So we'll just give it a bit, keep watching, and then move on. And not heard anything from my dad and James. But we'll keep sitting out and just watching this banking, and hopefully something will come out. Good shot. Down. Right, that's a stag down. We're just stalking top of the hill after my dad radioed in. He saw a spiker in the valley, pretty much where we shot Oscar's deer the other day. So we stalked in, and I was focusing on the bit they were telling me they seen it going in the wood. And then I just looked with thermal, and it looked like there was a bird on top of a little rise. And then I worked my way around, and then that bird got bigger. I realised it was a deer's head just poking up at me. So got on sticks ready for it, and it stood up and it started moving. I thought we were going to miss my chance, give it a bit of a shout, and it stopped and gave me a good heart-lung shot. Didn't go too far, so a bit of luck, should be able to find it quite easy. Walk over, get it grollocked, and start the whole process of dragging off. No idea, for not using the quad today. It's going to make Oscar realise what it's like actually dragging. But again, I should have a decent path down to the road. There he is. Took a bit of a time finding him. He ran round one of these little banks here and dropped, but there's the exit wound, bang on shoulder there. That's why I didn't go far. Should be a good blood trail as well, which I'll have a look for in a bit, just to give an idea. Yeah, that's my second day down, 5th day down of the week. James missed yesterday. I've not put that in this video yet, but I'll stick it in here. He had a nice 12-pointer. I'm very angry at him, to be fair, for missing that, because it was 230 yards. And I think he just pulled the shot, which it happens, I've done it, but it's just more annoying when someone else does it, I think, because it would have been a really good day to get off the hill. Well, this one shouldn't be too bad anyway. It's a nice small-bodied deer. Planning on dragging through trees like we did with the deer from Sunday, the first video. Shouldn't be too bad, it's only a small deer, so a bit of luck. Should be back to the car pretty handy. My dad and James are going to carry out on hill for a bit. Just keep an eye out, see if anything else comes out, and maybe get another deer on ground. But we've had a great week this week. As I say, 5 deer, and we've only been out 4 outings, so can't beat that. And it should have been 6 deer if James had got his. I'll keep mentioning that. Hopefully, like I say, what I'm going to try and do is do a bit more of the extraction on this video, just show you the difficulty it is. I always forget to do that because obviously working so hard, so we'll do that now and get a bit of video footage of that. Right, just got the deer ready for dragging now. Had to sit out for a bit, just watch things. Calf come over the hill, and a bit of movement on the opposite hill now. Not heard any roaring at all, but we've got the deer tied up. This is how we drag, especially with young ones. It's quite easy because we don't have to worry about antlers snagging up. So cut a little hole under the jaw, tie up 2 ropes, roughly the same size, length, and that if we do need to pull together, we're not pulling against each other. It's all about trying to keep the head up, especially in this thick heather. But we're going to make our way over to the tree line there, and there should be a cutout that me and James made the other day, which should be a fairly easy drag down to the road. And that's where my dad and James are going to meet us with pickup, and then we'll get back to the ladder from there. But it's been a nice relaxed morning, and keen to drag now. He's got his first bit of hill he's got to go up. He'll probably be fed up with it already, but it is a light deer. Much more than a row really. Could put it in a row sack, but hopefully should be able to drag down to the road without hitting the wind blown, as long as we find that path. Yeah, we've got it to the trees quite easy, and we found the track I think we had last time. It's easy part once you get it to the trees, as long as you don't come across some wind blown. Yeah, I've just been thinking, we've been very lucky with weather this week, and that's reflected on how successful we've been. Normally when we come on Arran, there's some sort of mad storm where we can't even get out some days, and we've played it by having day on, day off, and that's kept our energies up and spirits up really. And it shouldn't be too bad to the road now, I don't think. I made good time on that. We're almost at the road already. Makes a massive difference in the size of the deer. I'd say this one's probably a quarter of the size of the last one we dragged down. So it's been a lot easier. And Oscar's very determined for dragging anyway. More determined than me after this week on here. I'll be knackered this weekend. But yeah, we've just got to get down to these trees and just carry it over them trees like we did last time, which should be fairly easy with it being a small deer. And I think my dad's already at the road with car, so it's been a nice easy extraction for once, to be fair. I think it's probably the easiest extraction we've had, and that's again down to shooting smaller deer. This is the sort of stuff we try and avoid. There's a lot of wind blowing in this wood, and if you pick the wrong track you could have a good few hundred yards of that. And that's where we dragged to. Luckily we found a path that way the other day, which just leads us round here, where it's not as thick. As I say, that could make or break your drag down on this hill, because if you come into a massive patch of that you're not going anywhere. But luckily there is a gap in the trees there, which is where we're going to lift the deer over and drag it under some bits. But yeah, road's just there. Can't complain at that drag. Oh, Jesus Christ, I didn't actually realise where we were. Yeah, told you we're right near the road now. This is just the last little difficult bit. And I'm only not helping because I'm recording on camera. Oh, fair enough. That's the party line we're towing on here. Yeah, and that's the hardest part done now. Back to the road, give me dad a ring and get it put into the larder. Right, we're back home. Just boiling a couple of them heads and doing a bit of butchery. We've had a good trip this time. Like I say, we ended up with 5 deer in 4 outings. Should have been 6. I will mention James's miss again. I'll have to keep beating him up about that. But yeah, I think the weather played a really good part this time, giving us a good chance to get out on the hill quite easy. We weren't fighting the weather, and that meant the deer were happy to be moving about most mornings. I mean, most deer were shot before about 12 o'clock. So we did quite well. Best week we've had on Arran. And I think the days on and days off did help us a bit to rest and give us plenty of energy for getting up, because the hardest part about that Arran beat is the ground getting up to where the actual deer are. You've got an hour and a half walk before you're even in the areas where you're going to get on deer. So that's half the battle. And the weather helped, as I said. But yeah, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I should be out next week on some rodos and hopefully get a few of them on the ground. And should be a video out of that.